Wagwan peeps, it's Venom, what you saying? Alongside my home slice, damn to the Zane. When she and I get together on the poddy, ask anybody, the vibes are insane.
Join our family and feel free to come by. We on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
New drop on the way every Monday at 6.
Tune in and come see what we unpick.
Hey, hello, hi peeps. It's Dami Zane in the building. Welcome to the Unpicked podcast. I'm here with my podcast bestie, Venom. Hey, how you doing?
What sounds is this? I don't know what this was like. Gonna be cool. Yeah.
I see you.
You looked mad confused. So carry on.
I was like,
You're like,
what's going on there?
I see you.
I see
So anyway.
you. Every week you surprise me with a new hand gesture, gang
I should come up with
signs.
a proper one. Yeah. A proper alternative every week.
I see it. It's cute. It's your thing. Do you know what I mean? It's part of your brand.
Thank you.
I love that. But yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome back to those returning. If you're new here, hopefully you watch the whole thing and subscribe. Hint, hint. Today's going to be a good show. We're stepping away from toxic conversations and we're going back to just something a bit more lighthearted this week. So there will be no trigger warning. But yeah, man, as usual, we're going to do the typical formatting. We're going to have a couple of games just to break the ice. And then we're going to do hot topics. And then, of course, we're going to have our main topic. Just a nice reminder, though, if you do want to get a shout out or if you want to be included in the conversation, please hit us up, email us, or leave a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, and yeah, you know, we'll find a way to include you in the conversation in an upcoming episode.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So, Venom, I handled the this or that last week. I believe it's over to you.
Indeedy. This or that. So I know you're a bit of a foodie.
I
Stand
am.
to the Zane.
Yes, I am.
So I have some questions regarding your palate.
Wow, okay.
The scenario is that the world is being remade and it has been decided that a few ingredients have got to go.
Okay, this is going to be easy for me, but yeah, let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah, well, he's going to tell us a little bit about you anyway. So
Let's go.
on the one hand, we have pounded yam or just yam. On the other hand, we have rice.
One's got to go.
One's got to go. Come on.
I said this was going to be easy.
There's a whole world that needs to be made, you know? And it's starting with the food. And what, the first hurdle?
The yam can go.
The yam can go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You heard it here, boy.
The yam can go.
Okay. The second scenario, when we're going through all these ingredients, is we reach the plantain. And then we have sugar.
The sugar can go.
Damn. Sugar.
The sugar can go.
Are you aware? You're aware of what sugar is, yeah?
I'm aware of what sugar is, but you see plantain, yeah, it's so sweet, yeah. Plantain, whatever way you want to say it, it's so sweet, yeah. You don't need the sugar.
Okay.
I'm a plantain/plantain advocate.
Yeah, no. So am I,
Yeah.
but I'm just hoping you're aware of the gravity of that decision.
Yeah. Plantain gang. Plantain gang.
Wow. That's a gang I've never heard of before, boy. Plantain gang. Okay.
Gang.
Affiliated.
Yep.
All right. The final decision.
Yeah.
On the one hand, we have tomato. And on the other hand, we have okra.
One's got to go, yeah?
One's got to go.
Okra can go.
Wow. I feel attacked.
You'll get used to it.
I'm used to it. Yeah, attacking me every week. So you chose...
Hold on a minute. Let's come back to
So let me just for the viewers.
Is there something you want to get? Is there something you want to get off your chest?
There's nothing on my chest.
Okay.
There's nothing on my chest. Or so you chose rice, plantain, and tomato.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, that's that, innit? That's your this and that.
Can you imagine a world without plantain?
Can you imagine a world without sugar?
Yeah, everyone will be healthy.
I'm not saying they won't. I'm not saying that I disagree with
if you're eating
implementation of
if you're eating fruits, you'll be getting sugar anyway.
Oh yeah. There's natural sugars, but
there's sweeteners.
Sweetener does not even come close.
Yeah, there's natural sugars, there's sweeteners. We can survive without sugar. But you see the plantain, yeah? The plantain. Imagine you're eating rice and peas and curry goat without plantain on the side. You're eating
sugar
jollof
on the side.
You're eating jollof rice and chicken, and there's no
chicken, and there's no plantain.
Where do I get? I don't understand why I talk like this, but anyway, plantain. You're eating jollof rice and chicken. There's no plantain on the side. Imagine you're eating beans. You know the Nigerian beans.
I know the beans you're talking. They're mashed beans.
Beans. With the stew and everything, yeah. And some people sprinkle Gary.
Stew? There's no stew?
No, when you eat beans, there's like a special stew. I don't want to go into my Yoruba, start naming the name of it. You know what I mean, yeah? But my true
I'm just saying, why are you
understand.
talking stew when you got rid of the pounded yam anyway?
Because you can eat stew with rice.
There's
logistic. What do you mean rice and stew doesn't bang? That's Nigeria's national dish. Are you okay?
Bang like yam. Don't get out of there.
Okay?
The poundo is legit.
The poundo is legit. The poundo is legit. But you said without.
It doesn't bang. It's comparative.
No.
Rice and stew.
Hear me out.
Poundo and stew.
Hear me out. Pounded yam. Bangs. It bangs. Don't get me wrong. It bangs. That's why I paused for so long. I had to think about it.
I saw, but you made the wrong choice.
But hold on.
They're explaining this week as well.
Hold on. But you see rice. Rice is international. It's not just a Nigerian dish.
Yeah. What? Do you think I care about the rest of the world? They must learn to eat pounded yam. You
can make tuwo and you can make ground rice with rice, which is a pounded yam alternative. See that you see, you need to. You can't come with me. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. And seeing as I'm getting rid of okra, there's no need for pounded yam anyway.
Yeah, I know, because you're a traitor. When you said okra is gone, that's when I was like, this girl. I don't know.
Is that when you got offended?
Whatever word you're making, I don't want to be there.
Because he was like, you're coming at me, and we need to unpick why you think I come at you every week. I don't,
because
guys.
I'm a black man. Because I'm a black man. I'm a man. Sorry.
Moving on. Well, I guess it's time for the hot topics.
What you got for us this week?
Okay, so actually, guys, I've got a clip for you.
Men do not get nearly as many options as women. And even if we're talking about top tier guys, they still cannot compete. Men and women are not the same. We're not blank slate equals.
No, I know they're not the same.
Very different. Hold on, let me finish, please.
You're just you're not actually proving your point very well.
I literally have a chart on the screen proving that women get far more attention than men do.
You've got a chart from a dating site that says women get more attention. Yes, that's obvious. But the point you made was that women should not be allowed on Instagram if they're in a relationship because of the attention they get. And you're kind of saying that guys can.
Let me break this down for y'all. Let's say you go to the dealership and you buy a brand new Range Rover, okay? Range Rover Sport. You've been wanting it for a while, fully decked out. $100,000, right? Australian, $120,000 Australian.
300 right? Here. We got the luxury car tax. You don't know about that.
Okay, 300K, right? Yep. So you drive it off. You shake hands with the car dealer, sign the paperwork, pay the money, buy it cash. You're good to go. Drive it off the lot. You don't care about it losing value, whatever. This is your dream car. Take it back to your house. 2 weeks later, okay, the car dealer comes back to your place, says, "Hey, listen, man. We're kind of short on cars. We're going to need to put a for sale sign on your car. And a couple days a week, we're going to just need to put it on display back at the dealership. And, 1 or 2 people might test drive it. Are you okay with that? How would that make you feel?
I know the analogy you're trying to make. I own that car. I don't own my partner in a relationship, though. I don't own them.
Again, answer the question. How would that make you feel?
Well, obviously, I wouldn't be okay with that.
Okay, thank you. That's exactly how men feel when their women post sexy photos of themselves on the internet to advertise to other men, because men are territorial with their women. It's been that way since the beginning of time.
You don't own us in a relationship, so we can post what we want.
If I'm going to give you my last name, you cannot go out there and embarrass me. I'm explaining to you how men view relationships. You might not like it. It might hurt your feelings. You might say, I'm not a piece of property or whatever, but with all due respect, fuck your feelings. This is
your feelings. I don't care about your feelings either. You're actually misogynistic and egotistical, and it's a kind of a concern the way you view relationships. Like you have ownership of women.
A woman can do whatever she wants.
She can do whatever she wants,
just
honestly.
saying our standards are this. If you want to comply, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
And remember, we're talking about a committed relationship with a man. So if you put pictures like that on the internet, that's fine. You can do it. We never said you can't do it. You're putting words in our mouth. I'm simply saying, if I'm going to commit to you, give you marriage, give you a title, give you a ring, give you children, I expect a certain type of woman. Why is it that when men have standards,
she's giving you all those things too?
Exactly. I love it how it's
she's
just
giving
them
you
giving,
women.
You're giving it to us.
Let me finish.
We should be so thankful.
Let me finish.
So from your perspective, you say the males want quantity over quality.
Yes.
So if you're getting attention on Instagram,
you're more likely to message them back.
You're more likely exactly to act on it.
Okay. But the thing is that women rarely message men. Can all men get away with this? Absolutely not. A small minority of men can. But the reality is, since the beginning of time, strong, powerful men, right, that had money and status were always able to have hordes of women. Look at Hugh Hefner. Look at Dan Bilzerian. Look at kings. Look at sultans of past. This is what women do. Women are attracted to men.
But listen, mate, bro, I spoke to Dan Bilzerian. Yeah, I'm sick of you asking to finish your long, boring answers that are the same answer every time we ask you a question. Even Dan Bilzerian last week told me to my face, so fucking what, clown? Here you are on the show. I can turn you off as well. Just turn these clowns off. See you fellas, grow up, ring us back when you're 30 and you've got half a brain. You're not running around being led by your own dicks.
He was chatting some serious crap in that interview, boy.
The things I agreed with that he said, men want quantity, women want quality. Agreed. Yeah. Women tend to go for men who are earning more or are in higher positions. I actually agree with that in general, because women want a man that protects and provides, right? Cool. In general. Yeah. That's what women strive for. Cool, I agree with that. Everything else was just misogynoir.
No, I mean, I agreed with as well, which I thought was really refreshing to have on that platform, was when he said men and women are not equal. When the host of the other podcast was saying, like, are they not the same? I was like, of course they're not the same.
Go on.
Men and women are not the same. Black people and Asian people are not the same, or black and white are not the same. We're not the same. That was just a point that was being made, and I was like, yeah, I appreciate that. People need to actually say that we are not the same. We don't have to be like being the same, and equality is not the same as better. Just because we're not the same, or rather we're not equals, doesn't mean that and thus one must be better than the other. Those are two separate conversations. But just say we are not the same because we aren't.
But the context is the reason why I can't agree with that, with what he said there. How did you feel about Kyle's response in the end when he was like, basically,
F Kyle, off? The white guy.
Yeah, he was like, F off. He was like,
no, standard.
He was like,
standard.
Cut the cameras. He actually...
Literally, standard. Because at the end of the day, these men are moving mad. If you're a guest on someone else's space, yeah, let me just put it like that. If you're a guest in someone else's space, because it doesn't matter if it's a podcast, a TV thing, it could be someone's house.
Yeah.
You just respect their space. Yeah, they may, you know what I mean, try whatever. And if you don't like how they're carrying on in their space, then you take yourself and you leave. Do you know what I mean? But you have to come to these things respectively. And I think it was a tricky one, because obviously Kyle was siding with them for Bants, which I guess they got the wrong impression on. Like, he was siding with them a little bit for real and siding with them a little bit for Bants because some of it was wild. But then I guess they kind of lost sight of their position within the whole thing, and they thought, yeah, but my man's with us, so it's just you, as in the lady. It's just you that's out here like moving mad. Like, just chatting some serious breeze, man. So dumb.
It's kind of like part of their brand to be disrespectful.
Oh yeah, entirely.
So I feel like when they were trying to do that to Jackie, Kyle was like trying to make it lighthearted, cracking jokes. The moment they crossed the line with him, he was like, "You lot can fuck off." That's how it came across to me, because when he was trying to speak and they were like, "You're not letting me speak," I was like, okay, you've been saying that for time now. When they were saying it to Jackie, he was cracking jokes. The moment they said it to him, that you're not letting me speak, he was like, okay, yeah, it seems like we can't even talk on our own show. You lot can fuck off.
Yeah, it was a bit mad.
He got really annoyed.
Every time he just was making just dead point, like just talking.
I thought you'd agree. I actually thought you'd agree with him on the majority of the things that he said.
Of the points. Well, we'll get into the main topic when we get into the main topic, but
I actually thought you'd agree with him.
I don't think this guy is my guy, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Kevin, even though Kevin is probably says some stuff that's worse,
or along the same vein,
but it's all about, I don't know. Maybe I've never seen Kevin in a similar scenario, but like how you handle yourself is always gonna dictate where my moral compass is gonna stand with you. Like, they did not handle themselves like men. They just looked stupid because they were trying to do, and they've worked this narrative and this routine through their podcast of talking to people in this particular way and hosting people in a particular hostile, I'm dominant, you're inferior, this is my platform, I speak, you listen, I get my point across, doesn't matter how long I've got to talk around how many houses to get there to figure out what the hell I'm trying to say, like that kind of crap. So nah, it was dumb. Like, I've seen people like that in social settings before.
I would love for us to interview them one day.
Really? I don't really think I've got much to say to my man, you know. I'm not going to lie. I don't like his vibes.
Do you know why?
Bad vibes.
But that's... It's messy, but that's the reason why. Because I think
you just want to fight, like...
Us two against them. Don't you think that would be fantastic content? Just like...
I'm not gonna lie. I'll be like, bro,
I think that would be lit.
I'm not letting you speak one more time, we're gonna have to take this to the stadium, blood, and put on some gloves or something.
All them hands, all them like your fingers that be doing the crip walking at the start of the show that you're doing gang signs.
I'll actually summon my gang. Yeah, I'll be like, guys, we actually need to go deal with my man. It's
like,
just dumb.
Unpicked family, you backing it? You backing it? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, we need the numbers because they got bare numbers as well.
They've got a lot of, but there's a lot of guys that think like them.
The thing is, I'm not surprised.
In that generation, and I like the fact that Carl and Jackie basically highlighted the fact that that's in your little world, mate. Like the way you're thinking is in the real world, it's more balanced than that. Like, fair enough, men and women are not the same. Like, the way in which we seek our relationship is not the same. This is not new information. But you can't have a double standard. It can't be one thing, one rule for you, one rule for women. And the one thing about that narrative that they were trying to push is they're looking for traditional gender roles. They're looking for like the traditional, like, this is the qualities I'm looking for in a woman. I don't see why we can't be allowed to look for those values. Yeah, absolutely, look for those values. But then in the same breath, don't be upset if women are looking for guys with money.
Well, I don't think he was upset about that. He was just...
Yeah, he's not...
He was just... I don't know. He was just really muddy in the waters.
The argument he made about why is it that women get upset when men express what they want, i.e. that what they want is the more the more traditional stuff. My woman will submit to me vibes, basically.
Yeah.
But what they don't realize is if they are entitled to want that sort of relationship or look for those sort of qualities in a woman, then they can't also in the same breath be upset for women looking for more traditional values in a man. Because in previous episodes, that they've had, they've gone on about women being gold diggers and women only going for a certain type of man.
Okay.
And so like they've got their gripes about women going for those sorts of men, but you can't have those gripes if you yourself are looking for values in women.
Yeah, very
that are aligned with that.
Values.
Yeah. He just couldn't hack it, man. This is what I'm saying.
It was just bare insecurity, man. Just throwing your insecurities around.
He was just talking out of his backside. He's just, and it's very immature. I feel like a lot of these male podcasters, these young black men that have these podcast shows, like they don't know what they're talking about. In the real world, when you talk in generalizations like that and you've not had experience, it's easy for you to believe the lies that you're saying. But in reality, because a lot of the things that they say is stuff that has been said on Twitter. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
They're just saying like the stuff that people have been saying. But just because majority of Black Twitter are young people, maybe mid-30s all the way down to like teens who are inexperienced in relationship, and they think that whatever they've experienced in uni, college,
that's
or
it.
They feel like that's what it is. But when you're on a show like that, talking to people that are probably in their mid-30s and above, who've experienced way more, they've got a lot more life lessons than you. They've got a lot more to give you in these type of conversations. You need to come correct. You can't be coming with your small-minded Twitter talk and your misogynistic black boy podcast conversation coming on big international podcast radio show coming to talk crap. Coming to talk rubbish.
Also,
they will wipe you.
You have to acknowledge and understand when you have experience and questions from others that you can gain. Like you have to always know that you don't know it all.
You don't know everything.
If ever and that's the vibe actually that their man give me. Now I'm starting to arrive at the reason why I really don't like them, man, is because they give off teacher vibes, not student vibes.
Yeah, guys, let us know in the comments what you felt about that interview. I'm going to link the interview in our description for reference, and obviously just to give Kyle and JackieO their flowers, because that was very entertaining.
They did need to slap them, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they gave them a bitch slap, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But yeah, like, let us know your comments about even the little clip that I showed in here and what we've said about it. Join the conversation, and it brings us really nicely into what we want to talk about today. The main topic today is social media in relationships, basically. So we've spoken about cheating in the past, but it was more, are you going to take a cheat back? Like, if you're in a relationship and they cheat, will you take them back? But in today's show, I really want us to discuss social media's place in relationship, the impact it can have on relationship. Not so it doesn't have to just be about the cheating angle, but do you know what I mean? Like, because social media is a big part of our lives, guys. It's huge.
It's a massive part of
it's huge.
Lives. I mean, I've definitely took it down a lot from where I used to have it, but it's still a big part of my entertainment space for sure. So,
like, I mean, you're in a relationship and you're engaged, right? And you know, Venom's fiance she's spicy, and she's well known as well. She's a model. She's on TV. She's known. She's got a big following, right? She got fans. She's famous. She gets stopped in the street. How does how does that make you feel? Like, was that a problem for you? Is that a problem for you? Probably not. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, how? I mean, you've been together for a long time, so like, I guess it takes time to get to where you are now.
I feel like all the accolades you've given her are very true, but I kind of feel like our relationship started before all of those accolades existed. Not this relationship. That's the marriage. But I mean, just me knowing her. So I felt like I knew her, just the person. Yeah. And then all of these, things happened after that point.
Right.
And then you know what I mean? But I kind of feel like the first person I met, that's the person I know. And then this is what they've become, but they're just the person that I know as well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas if I had just met somebody who had all of that, I might feel different.
Right. Okay.
I doubt it, but it wouldn't be fair for me to say yes or no, because I honestly don't know. That's not the position I'm in. So,
but does it really make a difference?
Well, yeah, because I guess, like, let's say, for example, on Instagram, obviously there's loads of like people on Instagram with like loads of followers and whatnot that are really attractive. If they already have that following and that account and, you know, that image, then that's part of the attraction, if you know what I mean. So then it's going to lead to some level of insecurity as well, because you know what brought you there. So it's obviously bringing others, whereas I didn't have that experience.
But the reason why I'm asking if it even matters is because, I mean, if you meet someone and they've got a huge, like, let's say they're a social media influencer, they've got 100,000 followers, you know, like they're you know, like a mega influencer, right? You would have known that that's what they were when you met them. But obviously,
of course.
in the process of getting to know each other, you will come to learn what they're actually like as a person. So in the grand scheme of things, does it matter the number of followers that they have? If you're gonna give them, because what I'm saying is, you like, it's when you meet someone.
That's almost a different question, though.
Not really, not really, because hear me out. Because what I'm saying is, like, you're saying with your fiance, you knew her before all the accolades, before she became basically a household name. You knew her. So you got to know her as a person before all of these things. And so her having a following, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't really change how you saw her because you knew her already. When you're getting to know someone, or when you're attracted to someone, or when you want to date someone, it starts off with attraction. Do I find this person attractive? Yes or no? Then after that, it's okay, get to know them a little bit, and then you basically compartmentalize them. So it's like, oh, is this person someone I'm going to take seriously, or is this someone that I'm just going to have some fun with, right? So you're still going to go through the process of getting to know this person anyway, whether or not you knew them before they became Insta famous or afterwards. So does it really matter if they've got a lot of following, is what I'm trying to say. Unless it's like a red flag for you. Oh, I don't want to be with someone that is well known or in the industry or an influencer or anything like that. No matter how attracted I am to them, no matter how nice or how well our first date goes, the moment I find out that they're, you know, they've got loads of followings, I can't deal with that. That's not my vibe. So unless you're that type of person, I don't think it would matter whether or not you knew them pre-accolades, post-accolades, pre-followers, post-followers, because that stuff doesn't matter to you. It's the person itself. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I feel like
the question around how many followers or how famous is too famous is actually really the question within that, because like you could meet anybody and know them, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Like be dating them and stuff and be fine. Yeah. But like what if you were a month from now they had like gone from a couple thousand, couple hundred, whatever it may be, to like 10 million, but you were exactly the same. Like knowing that 10 million people are genuinely interested in your partner, have access to DM them and whatnot, does that do anything for you? Do you know what I mean? Like, does that impact you? Does that make you feel insecure? Because no one's perfect. I know for a fact I'm not the most attractive looking guy in the world. I'm not the best musician in the world. I'm not the best co-host in the world. I'm not the best anything in the world.
Oh no, you're the best co-host.
Thank you, but I
know you fishing for compliments. You got it.
I'm not the best anything in the world apart from the best me. That's all.
Oh no, you're the best co-host to me, podcast bestie.
Thank
you. I wouldn't swap you for anyone else. You might swap me though.
I wouldn't swap you either.
Yay!
But I know that, like, let's say for example, if this was an hour show and we were employed to do this, then I'd be like, yeah, whoever employed me can replace me. I'm not the best. I'm just me.
You can't replace me.
I'm just me. So I'm never gonna look at my partner and be like, I'm the best this person can do. There's no one that can gel with them better. There's no one who can please them better, or you know what I mean? Understand them more, be more attentive. Of course there are. So now that there's 10 million people who are genuinely interested, there's that much more opportunity that somebody who is better than me can come along.
Yeah, for me personally, I'm one of those girls. If I'm dating someone and they've got way too many, and the thing is,
does that shook you? You get shook?
I'm not doing it.
Jeez,
I can't do
See,
it.
I see it the other way. I know I just presented that story, but I see it not the other way. I believe everything I just said, but I would take it as an ego boost, the fact that this person finds me attractive.
I mean,
some massive.
Listen. The most beautiful man on the planet can move to me, and it won't change my ego because I already think I'm the shit. It won't change my ego. I actually expect you to like me because I think I'm an attractive woman. If you don't think I'm attractive, that's a you problem, not a me problem. So it wouldn't boost my ego. But the reason why, let me stop lying. Because I'll be like, that's my babes there.
Of course. I mean, I know it will boost my ego.
I'm like, girls, when I'm looking at the comments and I'm seeing girls, I'm like, oh my God, he's so peg. Oh my God, fire emoji, love her eyes. Oh my God. Like, there's a TikToker, and I'm going to say their name. There's a TikToker who is my MCM.
Crush.
Yeah, my MCM, my TikTok crush, right?
Yeah.
And every time I look at the comments on their posts, girls, all these girls don't jump in man's DMs. It's a freaking lie. All the comments are girls like, oh my God, you're so peg. Oh my gosh, you're this. Oh my God, you're that. Oh my God, why won't you reply to me? What I would do for you? Like, girls are
mad.
Girls are thirsty for this guy.
Mad.
I don't move to him. I might comment on like the content, like the quality of the content, or if something's funny, like some bants, but I'm not like them thirsty girls that's like, oh my God, you're so pink. Oh my God, you're so handsome. Oh my God, it's not me. It's not me. At most, maybe I'll do a love heart eye. If I'm feeling a bit risque, I might put a love heart. Eyes. Yeah.
I judge people that do that. I'm not gonna lie, boy.
Really?
You're in anyone's comment section doing
not anyone. This is a particular person.
No, not you. I just mean generally speaking.
Right.
Talking to the listeners. If I see like any of you in any comment section doing any type of,
I'm not gonna judge you guys.
Not your partner. I'm definitely.
If you don't have a partner and you're single, do what you gotta do. Shoot your shot, man. Life is short.
If you're shooting,
life is short.
Then shoot your shot. But
listen,
just doing up affection and likes.
Remember, I'm single, so I could do whatever the hell I like. I could jump in the DMs if I wanted to. Even if you're in a
relationship, you can do what you like. That's not for me to say. But if I see,
this is why you're a co-host that I will never replace.
That means Zayn underneath some picture and then just free love heart eyes, bruh. I'm screenshotting that. I'm sending it to you ASAP. I'm like, bruh.
Is this you? Yeah, I know you would as well. You'd be like, hot topic. Is this you? Yeah, hot topic in the next episode. Cool.
Because I cannot. Let me
digression.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna hot these man up if I should, but I'm not even gonna hot these man up.
All right.
But I know some mans. And like on Instagram, when you're friends with people, if pictures come up and they've liked the picture, then it will say their name in the like section. It won't. It won't just put strangers' names.
Yeah.
So there's like accounts, like the only way I can describe it is like 30 accounts. Like there's
first trap accounts.
Yeah, there's obviously influencers who just have
Insta baddies
nice and they're whatever. But then there's the ones that are definitely.
Yeah, Insta baddies.
That end of this.
Yeah. The OnlyFans version of
seeing all names that I know. All up in, I was like, man, them. And the thing is, I get it. Yeah, you wanna digest some beautiful, or some sexual imagery. I get that because it's not like pornographic. It's not extreme. Some of these women are just really attractive, but in that way. But I'm like, you definitely do not have to like it.
I've got a question for you, Venom.
Yeah, why am I there? I can see it.
I'm so glad because I'm thinking, hold on a second, because for you to see it,
Of course, not all of them.
are you following?
The
Is it on your
algorithms
For
change.
You? Is it on the For You page?
No. I'm talking about like Instagram.
No, but Instagram's smart. So Instagram will show you things based
It'd
on
be
stuff that
showing
you've
you
looked at,
extra stuff. It
based
does.
on what you've seen in the past. So you must have.
Yeah, remember, I've had this Instagram since I was single, though.
Okay.
Because when I was single, I followed the baddest. And I didn't delete them all.
I'm done. Because I'm thinking the whole time you're like, when it's showing you your friends that they're liking, I'm thinking the whole time my eyes was doing.
Yeah, you're like, but how did you see?
How did you see?
Nah. I be knowing, boy.
Man,
I know how it
can't
works.
with you,
And like I
lot.
said, it's almost like I don't know. I guess that's a bad analogy. But I think there's nothing wrong with looking. You want to see someone pretty? Look at someone pretty.
I mean,
It's like
even I
walking
be
down the
looking.
street.
Even
It's
I
like
be
walking
looking
down the street. If someone looked pretty on the street, for example, if my partner was out and she saw a guy that looked hot on the street and she was and I'm not with her and she was like, "Oh right, you look nice," and that's it. I'm not gonna scold her for that. Do you know what I mean? You look nice. You look.
I tell you now, if my man's
go up
not
to him and say,
if
"Hey,
my man is
nice."
if my man is not preeing the chicks, I'm preeing the chicks. I'm telling you now, I'm preeing them for him. He don't need to be worried that I can't look at the girls because my girls is there. If I'm your babes, if you're looking, I'm looking too. I'm gonna be like, did you see that bunda?
Now, if the bunda is loud, then there's no excuse. I'm looking.
Bum, hips, thighs, breasts, pretty face. I'm looking, and I'm gonna be like, babes, did you see that? Oh my god, she's penging it. She's leng. Yeah,
Bunda is kryptonite.
I'm telling you, all of it. I can appreciate a beautiful woman. But yeah, we digress so far. Let's come back. So basically,
social media, relationship.
Yeah, for me, I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it. I've had a little bit of a taster of it.
What's this, the 10 million?
Yeah, I've had a little taster of it. And because like I said, there's some thirsty girls out there. There's thirsty women out there. There's thirsty people out there. And some of these chicks, they'll be doing, oh my God, your bounce is so funny. Kiki, ka. But that's her way of flirting with you.
Yeah, of course. But the man know, though.
I know they know. The average guy who might have up to 1,000 or maybe up to 2,000 followers, if he's not really getting girls in the DMs, but now he's an influencer, I don't know, he's a comedian, he's one of these stupid podcasters or whatever, and he's got thousands upon thousands of followers, he's more likely, he's going to get reached out to way more than the guy that's on 2K.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of course.
And because men, the way men view sex and stuff like that, and, you know, the opportunity to cheat and all that business, I feel like a guy who is an influencer is more likely to cheat on you than a guy who has just 2K followers. That's just off of social media.
That part I don't.
Not in real life, but I'm just directing it on social media. I feel like he's more likely because he's got more opportunity. He's got bare girls, kiki kaka in it. Like I'm telling you, this
you
TikTok,
mean as in?
Yeah,
he's more likely to entertain a conversation.
He's more he's more likely to entertain it because he's got more opportunity because he's got more girls hollering at him.
Yeah, 100%.
So like my MCM,
cheating,
my MCM, if me and my MCM ever got into a relationship, I'm daydreaming, it's not going to happen, but you know, ever got into I don't think we wouldn't get into a relationship is what I'm saying. Because I know, I've seen the comments.
That sentence in and of itself.
I'll look at him and appreciate the beauty. I would appreciate the beauty. But I've seen the comments. And I'm one of those people that's not willing to overlook that and get to know you. I'll just be like, really? I'll just assume, you know what? He's got bare girls on him, man. They can have him. That's me. The thing is, with the Fit and Fresh thing, they were going on about girls putting up sexual content. And they think it's okay for guys to put up sexual content, but it's not okay for a girl in a relationship to put up sexual content.
Which was cap.
I think that's cap. When you met her, she was putting up sexual content. That's even the reason why you slid in her DMs. So what? Because she's with you, she should stop that. No.
Yeah, like I've seen mans that basically flip that and make it work. Like the guy, the boyfriend, is the girl's social media manager. Like just hella making the content keep flowing, giving it schedule, structure, everything.
Pimping it out, basically. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, there's one girl, I can't remember her name now. I think it's Natasha or something similar. And basically she's like a twerker, but she's not even black, but she's like a twerk instructor and she's sick with it. Like she
see the content
knows how to do
come and
this
see
properly.
the content. Come and see the people my co-host is following. And
Yeah, you know, many years anyway. And what do you call it? Her partner basically films all of her things. Like I just randomly saw this guy in a few random shots and like a few role play type videos and that, and I was like, is that her man's? It's her man's.
He's like, we counting this day together. Affiliate links, me there.
You know?
Sponsorships, me there.
He was like, yeah, I'm making sure that this works, boy. She can twerk. We getting this money.
We getting this peas, yo.
You know? Social media is its own thing. It's a tool that people use to, it's like a free form tool that many different people use in various different ways to affect their life. But one thing it is not is a part of your relationship. It may be it might be how your relationship starts.
Yeah.
Or it might be something that you use to help sustain it or to break it down, but it's not a part of your relationship.
Yeah.
And
do you know what? I guess
I just keep it.
Yeah.
It
but even as an extension to that, I guess if this person in real life gives you no reason to believe that they're not faithful, then it's absolutely fine for them to have. Do you know what? I'm just gonna let everyone know from now. In this conversation, my opinion is gonna flip flop because I'm on the fence,
and that's fine. I'm very on
the fence because the thing is, if the person I'm with, if the person I'm with is showing me that they're faithful and everything else about them is perfect, like there's no reason for me to believe that this person's gonna step out on me as much, like without me being pessimistic in terms of like saying, well, how much can you know someone? Do you know what I mean? But just based on what they've shown me, if they're showing me that, you know, when we're out, they're not preing other people. In fact, it's me trying to encourage bad behavior and stuff like that. Then them having a huge following and, you know, being sexy on the gram shouldn't really be an issue because they've shown me in real life that it's not that. But
the way I'm seeing it is very different, both from experience and also from just seeing how things have been working just in my career in different ways. And from a entrepreneurial perspective, like a lot of interactions need to happen before you get to the bag. And you kind of just working with people, collaborating, having conversations, seeing wagwan, building relationships. And some of them become fruitful. And a lot of them don't, but some of them do. And then some of them, you know, you can leverage with other things and, you know, things start happening. So now that I've seen that firsthand, well, secondhand and firsthand, secondhand being with my partner, firsthand myself, I'm not skeptical of like, for me, it's all about the character. I know the kind of people that I would trust and the kind of people who I wouldn't. Like I've dated enough girls to know I ain't got to see your Instagram. You are cheap, bruv. Like, straight up and down. And like, from the jump, I would be like, look, I know what you're about. This is what I'm about. Like, let's have fun. We don't need to pretend and do all that. You know what I mean? Let's just have fun instead. Or, you know what, I like you. You're that kind of, yeah. I feel like let's try and do this thing.
So what do you think the impact of social media is on relationships in general, though? Like, I feel like it definitely has added a new thing or an extra thing for people to not trust their partner for, if that makes sense. But
yeah, I think
outside of
social
trust,
media just adds a new dynamic.
Yeah, definitely.
It adds a new dynamic to social relationships, not necessarily romantic ones, just all relationships.
Yeah.
Whereby people have much more access to each other than they ever had before in a multitude of ways, in terms of just being able to contact them. Because when I was an adolescent, I had to use phone credit, and if I ran out of credit, I couldn't talk to people until I saw them in school or whatever, which then restricts how much conversation you have, and it really then also measures your conversation. Like if I've got £10 credit for the week or 2 weeks or however long we used to make it last, I'm only going to talk to the people who is like really important to me. So like I'm going to save credit obviously for my guys to make sure I can say, yo, you want to go park or whatever. And then the girls are just going to be the creme de la creme, like, or the ones that I think I can actually get somewhere with within 50p. Like, you know what I mean? You're measuring stuff different. When you have just the abundance of contact and the abundance of freeness to be able to contact people, call them, there's no financial barrier, then it's just a whole different type of conversation, and it's free, as in it's a freer experience, but then I guess you just don't get that filtration that you would have got previously. And there's just so much more out there as well. If we go into the the topic of what type of content is out there, because every once in a while I just look at Instagram in awe and feel like, do you know how much techers I had to use, twanging girls, talking to them the sweetest, and then they send me that picture or that video, and I'm like, man, a bad man. Because like, yeah, they probably only sent it to you, and if they didn't only send it to you, they might only send it to a handful of, like, you know what I mean, guys that they were trying it with, but it really weren't what it is. Because it wasn't nudes. They'll be sending me pictures like bra and panty and that kind of stuff, but like legit, she took that picture just now. It's for me. I did that. I spoke to her. She appreciated the lyrics, and this is the result. Now I can see 10 times more than I've ever seen, like I've ever twanged out of any girl in my life.
It's on her profile.
Strangers.
It's on her profile. It's on her profile.
Strangers. They don't know me, and I'm seeing all the crease in between their buttocks. I'm like, hey.
Not the crease in the buttocks. Surely she would edit that.
Online.
Surely she would edit that out.
I mean, man, seeing the whole thing. Whole thing. Yeah, they're showing the whole thing. And I'm just like,
people have more access to each other now. Yeah. So I feel like because of that, people don't appreciate what they have anymore. There's the throwaway mindset now. It's okay. If it doesn't work with this person, it's fine. I can get access to another person that quickly. Because there's so many people out there. And remember, now people move to each other online more. I feel like people move to each other more online than they do in real life. Yeah. Especially on this side of the pandemic, where literally all people had was on like
plenty of fish,
plenty of how many dating sites,
Tinder,
and not even just dating sites, because Twitter DMs, Instagram DMs, TikTok DMs are also ways that people move to each other, not just actual dating sites. Yeah, I feel like people have a lot more access to each other now. People are using social media in different ways. We have so much access to the point where if it doesn't work out with you, that's fine. In fact, I don't even need to put in that much effort anymore, because it's okay. If it's not you, it'll be somebody else, it's fine. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's definitely that aspect of how social media has impacted relationship. I feel like it's more than just, is my partner cheating on me, and a tool for people to stalk their partner on. Because, I mean, there's that joke about women stalking their man on social media, or like,
it's no joke,
checking the snaps. Like, has his Snapchat points gone up since? That means he's talking to someone, or he's sending someone a snap that I can't see. Or has his followers gone up? He went out with his boys. All of a sudden now he's got 1 or 2 more followers on his Instagram than he did before. Or he's following 1 or 2 more people than he was before. Do you know what I mean? That means he's met someone. Like, girls have their ways, right? Or people having burner accounts. To pre other people. It's more than just the trust thing that I think social media has brought to relationship. I think the added layer that it brings to relationship is, do you know what? This doesn't have to work out. I don't need to put in the work as much. If it doesn't work, that's fine. There's going to be somebody else, because I've got access to hundreds of billions of people at my fingertips, at my disposal. It depends on how you look at it. No, in our parents' time, you'd move to the girl at the event in real life. You take down her landline number, because who was carrying a mobile phone? unless you were a mad
have to
bitch, and
write
they
it
had
on a
them
piece of
big block
paper.
ones. So they'd write the number on a piece of paper. I'm gonna call you tonight at 7 p.m. You will go home, and at 7 p.m. people be waiting by the phone. That's where that ideology came from in hip hop, in R&B music. You wait by the phone for the phone call, and you wait for the landline to ring, 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 ring. Literally, that's how it sounds. Ring, 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 and you pick it up, and you're like, "Hello, hi."
Mad.
Back then, you'd go to work the whole day. You're not speaking to your babes till you get home because you don't have a mobile phone.
Yeah.
You have to, you go to work all day, you be missing your babes. Like, I can't wait to tell her about this tonight. Can't wait to tell him about this tonight. Rush home from work or whatever. And then at that appointed time that they said they're going to call you, they'll call you so you don't miss the call. You'll be there ready, waiting. They call you, you have your conversation. Put the phone down. There's no, okay, we're now gonna take that phone, the phone that doesn't move from its stationary place in the house. You're not gonna take that to your room and be doing pillow talk. What's pillow talk? Because the phone don't move, it stays in one place.
Don't move, boy. But then some people had mad long cord on the phone, and then they'll just be moving it around.
I hear that. I always carry the actual phone.
Yeah, the whole bit. Yeah, not the.
They'll carry the whole thing
bit,
and walk.
Bit,
yeah, the whole bit. And walk. But remember that thing used to be hooked into the aerial thing in the wall, so there's only so much. You know what I'm saying? There was no WhatsApp, there was no iMessenger, there was no, like, email was not a thing. No one was emailing. Literally, it was landline phone. That was what it was. Yeah. So imagine at that time you cherished what you had. Do you know how much effort it takes? You've not spoken as much, so I feel like people cherished it, and then you didn't have, because you didn't see as many people as you do today.
Yeah.
The person you saw, if you bagged the girl next door, you bagged the baddest Instagram baddie. Because as far as you're concerned, hear me out. Apart from the girls you were seeing on TV, you bagged that Peng Leng ting that you saw that lives down the road. You bagged her back then. You didn't have access to all the other Leng tings. You didn't see what the girls were looking like in another place unless you actually physically traveled there. You didn't see them. So you didn't have the access to do that. Long distance relationships probably wasn't even that much of a thing either. Like, for example, they had pen pals. What I'm saying is, unless I went to America physically and met someone out there, there was who my pen pal in, who I don't.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying.
Back then you had to meet them physically first before you could even start that conversation.
The compatibility that people had, or the way that people stressed relationships and forced them to work based on the fact that they had such low chances of meeting other people as well. So, like, you know, there's all these conversations about how our parents' generations, how they used to cheat on one another, and that's how they maintained the relationships and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff. Like, without knowing whether it's true or not, like, I kind of understand that, a lot of people who were not necessarily as compatible for each other as they could have been still made it work because they kind of felt like they had to, because they had less options. It was much more difficult to
and I agree with you on all of that.
Meet people, but it was just more difficult to make the whole thing happen, if you know what I mean.
And I agree. There was probably a lot more of, let me just settle for this because I don't know if I can get a better thing, right? But now it's gone completely the opposite direction, where there's just so much option that people think, I don't need to settle if I don't want to. I can jump from person to person to person to person to person like that because there's loads of people there. And if it's not going to be you, it'll be you. And if it's not going to be you, it'll be you. Yeah, guys, let us know. Would you date someone who has tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers? And also let us know how you think social media affects relationships in the comments.
So thank you very much for making it all the way to the end of our podcast today. If you're not following us, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. And all of our socials will be below and on screen and in the description. So please follow us if you love what we're doing and you want to say hey, hello, hi to Dami Zayn or Wagwan Peeps to myself. And on that note, until the next time, 1 week on Monday. Peace, love, and chicken grease.